Hello again, and welcome back to another live broadcast of Ralsoebs Data Digs. As always, this is being recorded for the folks on YouTube, so if any of them have the same questions, they can get said answers. I see we have a few new people. Chill with the talking. I got my sound down because there's a bunch of you in here, and there'd be so much cross chatter that I couldn't just type in the questions and I'll start cycling through everything that you guys have up, and I'll answer your questions. And I see we have a bunch of the astral projection people back here again, so that's probably going to dominate this, just to give you all heads up on YouTube. Now we have a Carl Shrek? S-C-H-R-E-C-K, Shrek. Your last name is Shrek. You're green with little antenna and stuff. I'm sorry. He asks, how does one get into a trance for intentional out-of-body experience? Well, first you lay down and watch yourself go to sleep, relaxing your physical body as you do so. There are set sound frequencies that will also help you to reach this state. The trick is, don't let yourself go to sleep, which is why you watch yourself sleep. You'll do it once and you'll be like, oh, that's what the idiot was talking about. When you first try this method, or the first couple of times, you may end up falling asleep, but that's okay. We all actually do that every now and then. So just take your time, practice to stay awake in this state, and then you can perform an OBE or out-of-body experience. Let's see. A Mark Newsom. That name sounds familiar. You were here yesterday, weren't you? Yeah, thought so. But anyways, his original question was, can I have total control of where I project? Yes and no. At first you'll just end up in space or other weird places you didn't intend on being. But with practice you can control where you end up. And if you think you got lost, again, just think about your body and you'll be back inside of it, and then you can astral project and try again. Irving, Alberta, you're another one of those from yesterday. Do other astral entities exist, and can they hurt me? Demons are some of these dangerous entities, but they can only attack your physical body if they have enough energy. They do this to make you feel vulnerable, because if you think you can be hurt, then they can hurt you. As long as you understand that they cannot hurt you and project a strong positive emotional state, they can't be near you. Why this works, I don't understand. I figure opposites attract with electricity, so why not in the astral plane? But it's probably another one of those gravity things where it works, but we don't understand why it works. The bottom line is, if you don't think that they can hurt you, they can't hurt you. You actually have to believe that you're in danger for them to be able to do anything to you, or vice versa. The first thing I was taught, that Matt showed me, was to envision a protective sphere around yourself. Now, from that point moving on, I like to screw with shit. So I'm more violent and like to lash out at what I feel wants to hurt me. Since instead of just going away like they do with the shield, you can get more varied results from the wispies. Just remember, don't let them scare you, and they can't hurt you. You have to think that they can hurt you for them to be able to hurt you in any way, shape, or form. Same question from the same, or related question from the same person. How do I avoid bad astral entities? Well, personally I don't. I look for them at times to screw with them. But when I don't want to play with my pets, I just don't think about them. And again, don't be afraid. That draws them in. If you're not thinking about them and you're not terrified thinking about them, they just kind of wander off. I don't know if they're mindless or not. Some do seem to be weird. You can get some interesting results when you tinker with them. But I can't hurt them unless they think I can hurt them, and vice versa, they can't hurt me unless I think they can hurt me. Marine Diaz. Since we're talking about bad astral entities, can these things sever my silver cord? No. as I said before, only death can cut that. And also, most of us are actually astral projecting in deep sleep and don't even know it. So if they could sever your silver, if they could cut your cord, a lot of people would be dying in their sleep at any age right now. So you really don't need to worry about that. Robert Normand asks, what got you started in this? That's a rather open question. Basically, I'm the kind of a person where I don't want to have to go find the answers. I like it if I work best when I'm trying to figure something out, if somebody's there to say, you do this, 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 and I go, this, 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 and they say, nope, tweak that, this, it works, and I say, alright, I got it. I now understand the formula. I know how to make this do what it's supposed to do. I teach that way as well. That's part of what this is I'm trying to help teach people stuff. Now, my number one resource, naturally, is Google. From there, I have to do a lot more of my own personal research on the side to actually verify what I found on the internet, because most of it, is complete and utter nonsense. Robert Normand again. Can I astral project in a room or house with other people moving around? Well, yeah, you can, but I'd recommend you lock yourself into a room after telling everyone to leave you alone because you're going to sleep. You don't really need them freaking out thinking you're hurt or something as you're laying there and drooling on yourself. Try not to drool on yourself. That's embarrassing when you wake up and you're like, yeah. William de Gregorio, the guy whose name I butchered last time. I'm upset with the corruption in our government, and me and my friends are arguing this point. Is greed good? Well, depends on if you're... Greed's a double-edged sword. It can be good and bad at the same time. Basically, there's nothing that you can do that's greedy that isn't positive in some way, and there's nothing you can do that's positive that isn't greedy in some way. So the underlying thing you got to realize is you're greedy. We all are. There's nothing to change that. The question is, are you a king or are you a patriot? Now, to explain that a little bit more, kings believe that everyone else is their subject, is beneath them, and needs to be controlled, and everything needs to be kept as is so that they can maintain said control and power. 200 years ago, kings lived in drafty-ass castles. They would bathe by pouring oil or butter on themselves and scraping it off. Imagine how bad that smelled. They would shit in the fucking corner or in a pot. Like when they had parties and all these people were eating and they had all their little kingly friends and relatives coming over, they'd go and they'd shit in the corner, literally. Think about how fucked up shit was back then. And these were the people who were living at the top. These were the best of the best. Now you have patriots, people who are working for their people, not for themselves. That's the difference of greed, I guess you would say. Greedy for yourself or greedy for your people. United States, because you had a whole bunch of people who were greedy for their people, you got hot and cold running water, you got electricity. Actually, the flushing toilet came from England, but things progressed because people weren't being greedy for themselves, but were being greedy for their people, for their nation as a whole. So, greed used right is good. Greed used wrong, well, that's just bad juju all around. Jamel Ko asks, is there a trigger to leave the physical body? And if so, where is it located? Well, everybody is different. I myself don't have a physical point. I usually leave my body. But you can try the base of the spine, the navel, the solar plexus, right above the heart, right over the throat, forehead, and the top of your head. These are the 7 energy chakra points, and I dabble but I don't really use that approach. So maybe you'll get some more information and bring that back to the next session and be able to tell me what the heck's going on. At this point, I think my 15 minutes are up. You guys have astraled me out again. So, get some more questions, experiment some more with what I've told you about, give me some more feedback, and we'll do this again Same time, same place. See you then.